Hi my friends and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a beautiful Yin Yoga class just to relax, restore, recenter, rejuvenate, all the good stuff. It's a full body class and I'm going to be giving minimal cues so you can really just tune in and get back into your body, focus on your practice. So yeah, all you need is a nice big pillow or a bolster and that's it. We're gonna get started on our backs. So position yourself down, and this can either be in savasana, legs extended, or maybe you prefer to bring the feet wide, knees together. And I always love to bring one hand on towards the belly and one hand towards the heart. You can play around with that, see if it feels good for you. Allowing the back of the body to connect with the mat. And see if you can start to notice the rhythm of your breath. And with that awareness, you can gently start to deepen the breath. And then we're staying here for about 5 more deep breaths. And on your next exhale, if the legs are extended, we'll bring them back. If they are wide, just bring them back in line with the sit bones. And make sure you have your prop nice and close by. And from there, we are going to walk the feet close towards the glutes. And we are going to lift up the hips towards the sky and then placing our prop underneath the tailbone. From there, you can stay with the knees bent, or maybe you extend one leg followed by the other. And again, you can place one hand towards the belly, one hand towards the heart. And maybe this time you'd like to bring them into your T shape. Another option would be here is to actually extend them overhead as well. So just see what feels best for you. Gently opening up the front of the body with a gentle elevation. And again, finding your breath here. And again, we're staying for about 5 more deep breaths. Then from there, we are going to extend the hands overhead. And we are going to walk the feet over towards the bottom corner of the mat, the bottom right corner. And then you can stay here if it is okay, or maybe the left ankle crosses over the right. Right hand grabs left wrist, and the hands reach also towards the top right corner of the mat. If this is too much with the hips on towards your prop, please feel free to remove it. Working in towards the side body, the left side body. And we'll be finding our breath here. And we'll be staying here for about 5 more deep breaths. And on your next exhale, you can slowly make your way back to center. Maybe the hands rest next towards the side for a moment. Taking a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. And notice what the effects of this pose are in your body. In your left side body. What do you feel? What can you note? And from there we are going to slowly walk our feet over towards the bottom left corner. Right leg crosses over the left, if that feels good for you. And then the hands reach overhead. Left hand can grab right wrist. And we bring the hands over towards the top right corner, and the upper body can scooch a little bit with you, but the hips remain nice and grounded on towards your prop or on towards the mat for that matter. Finding our breath here. And we're about halfway through the pose. Staying for about 5 more deep breaths. And on your next exhale, we are going to be making our way back to center. The hands can rest again next towards the body. The legs walk back in line with the hips. And taking a moment here in your rebound, notice, how do you feel? Then from there, we are going to walk the feet up towards the glutes. Lift the hips up, remove your pillow to the side, keep it close by, and then vertebra by vertebra, rolling down on towards the lower back. From there, you can take the knees in towards the chest if that feels good. Give yourself a big hug, roll a little over the lower back. And then from there, we extend the right leg out. And the left knee comes a bit closer in towards the chest. And then we are going to bring that left knee over towards the right. Now, if the knee is pretty high up and you find it uncomfy, you can always bring your pillow so the knee can rest on towards the pillow. I might just like to give the pillow a big hug. This is one I really like to do before bed. So that's an option too. Finding your twist, your version. And again, finding that deep belly breath. We'll be staying in this pose for about 5 more deep breaths. And on your next exhale, you can slowly turn yourself back to center, and again, one moment in rebound. Taking a savasana, or maybe bringing the hands on towards the lower belly. And then from there, we'll be shifting sides. So now the right leg comes in towards the chest. And then from there, we bring that right leg over towards the left. You could use your pillow if you'd wish, finding your twist. And if it feels good, you can even rotate the head so it faces towards the right. And maybe you just face the head up towards the sky. Both options, perfectly fine. And again, we'll find some nice deep breaths. About 5 more in this pose. be making our way back to center. In savasana for a moment, you rebound. And from a rebound, you can gently roll yourself towards one side, and then from there, make your way up into a seat. And from here, we are going to come into our deer pose. So we are going to bring one chin in line with the long side of the mat, and then the back thigh will be in line with the long side of the mat. So the right chin in line with the long side of the mat, and the left thigh in line with the long side of the mat. Both knees are 90 degrees bent, so you could paint an imaginary square between your legs. Now, I know this is not the most comfortable position for everybody. If you feel like it's tough for you in the hips, you can always bring a pillow underneath the thigh, but we want to see if we can get the internal rotation in the back leg. Then from there, you could lean back on towards the hands. See if you can keep the shoulders away from the ears, chest neutral or even slightly lifted. Closing your eyes. If you're super comfy and you feel perfectly fine, you can make your way on towards your back as well. But for me, this is already pretty intense, so I'm gonna be staying up here. Finding a breath. And we'll be staying for about 5 more deep breaths. And then you can slowly bring yourself back up. Bring the left foot up, and maybe you want to find a little windshield wiper. Or maybe you just want to sit and note what the sensations are in both of your legs. A little moment in Dandasana. And then we're going to move into the same pose on the other side. So the left shin is now in line with the long side of the mat. And the right thigh finds an internal rotation in line with the back alongside of your mat. And then if you need to, you can always prop up the knee. As you can see, I'm pretty high here. I personally don't really find it super comfy, so I like to prop up. And then I'm bringing my hands back, rolling shoulders away from the ears, and again sort of settling into the pose, staying upright slightly, just finding my breath. And we'll be taking again about 5 more deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, you can come back up on towards the hands. We are going to move our pillow aside if we were using one. Right leg comes back in, and maybe again some windshield wipers, or maybe just a version of Dandasana. Hands can rest next towards the body or on towards the legs. And take a moment. Notice how you feel. And from there, we are going to make our way on towards hands and knees. And from our hands and knees, we are going to find a child's pose. So the feet come together, the knees come nice and wide. If you're up pretty high and it's uncomfortable, you can always bring the pillow underneath the sit bones. Come into child's pose from there if it gives you some more support. If you're pretty open, you might not need it, or you might enjoy the stretch. We're finding our child's pose. We're stretching the hands out in front of us, and we're dropping the head just for a moment. And then we are going to add on. So the left, we're coming on towards the right hand, and the left hand reaches underneath the right arm, like a thread the needle in a sense, but in our child's pose. Head can rest on towards the mat, maybe on towards your pillow, or maybe you make a pillow of your head. Whatever works best for you. We are going to walk the left hand as far as we can towards the right, and from there we're folding forward in our stretch. If you know you're holding on to any tensions, if you can relax yourself down into the pose. And again, we'll be staying about 5 more deep breaths here. And from there, we're getting a little active on towards the right palm, and we're bringing the left hand away from underneath. Maybe you want to find a child's pose with both both hands extended, both arms extended. Or maybe you want to come up to a seat and take your rebound there. Both are perfectly fine. And taking a few breaths here. To get active on towards the left arm, and this time the right arm treads underneath the left. What you do with the left hand is totally up to you. You can make a pillow of your hand, you can keep it extended, whatever works best. We're gonna walk the right hand as far towards the left as possible, and then we're gonna drop the head down. We're staying again for about 5 more deep breaths into our pose here. And on your next exhale, slowly get active on towards the left hand. Bring the right hand away from underneath. Maybe you extend both hands out just for a moment. Allow the head to drop one more time. Notice how the right arm feels. And then from there, we're slowly going to make our way up. And we're coming into the last pose of our practice. Dare I say it will be the most challenging one. We're going to come into meditation. So if you want, you can grab again a pillow to get yourself seated up on. And any comfortable seat would work. So you don't have to come in cross-leg if that's not working for you. Legs can be extended as long as you are able to ground your sit bones down and see if you can find length through the spine. Hands can rest on towards the knee, single lap, whatever feels good. Shoulders roll away from the ears. Maybe the chin ever so slightly comes towards the chest, and the crown of the head will become the highest point of the body. If it feels good, you can close the eyes and simply be. If you're comfortable, feel free to stay here or move into savasana. And the eyes remain closed, but you can slowly start to deepen the breath. And maybe you can wiggle the fingers and the toes. If you are in savasana, maybe you'd like to roll on towards your right side. And with the eyes still closed, brush yourself up into a nice comfortable seat of your choice. And then we'll bring both hands together in front of the heart if that feels good for you. Chin can drop towards the chest and the head can drop towards the hands. Bowing to yourself, to your practice. And then we are going to rub the palms together, creating heat, creating energy. Energy you can create all by yourself. And then once the palms are nice and warmed up, we are going to bring the hands over the eyes. The palms come over the eyes. And then you can open your eyes in the heat of your palms. And then slowly allow the palms to come down, letting some light through the fingers. And from there, the hands come back in front of the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And namaste.